Hey guys, it's Tom Box. Welcome to MST.TV. Hold on a second, this is way too big. There we go. So, with the majority of people playing online, the meta is evolving rapidly. Yesterday's combo is probably obsolete by the time I'm done talking about this video, and maybe this video as well. So, it seems like we need to keep up to date with these combos. You don't want to go into locals or playing online and be like, you still run that combo? Dude, everyone's already pre-countering it, and by the time I finish that sentence, you just got pre-countered again. That's how fast this game is going so far. So today I'm going to be showcasing to you guys 5 updated meta combos, just to let you guys know what's going on, what people are trying to do, and what they run in their deck for the most case. And okay, sure. 4 out of 5 of these are meta. 1 of these I threw in there because it's still really powerful. It's going to be Generators because I skipped 1 step last time, which could have made the combo even better, where they rip 2 cards out of your hand, just making you feel even that much more worse when they have like full negation on you already. So what are we going to cover today? We're going to be covering Adamancipator's current combo. We have Jet Synchron combos because Eldritch plays Synchron. We also have Jet Synchron VFD and Borload Savage. I think these are the 2 most common variants we see so far. Then we have also Dragon Link FTK. And yes, as my personal favorite, we have Generators. If you guys like all the combos mashed up in one place so that you guys can see it down in the time code, hit that thumbs up button, hit subscribe, ding notification bell to stay up to date with MST.TV and myself. And alright, okay, starting with the Generator combo, I can't believe I didn't finish it properly, where you can actually do some real devastating damage against your opponent. This is part of the Mech Knight combo, and if this part gets negated, well, let's hope that you have something else in your hand that is not a brick that lets you continue to play against your opponent on their turn. So we're going to activate summon out the Mech Knight Orcus Girzu. We're going to activate the effect to send a World Legacy World Armor into the graveyard. So that opens up for Lib. We're going to activate the effect of Girzu because it's the only monster generating a token to both sides of the field. And we're going to turn our token into a Linkuriboh just so that we can have a useful monster rather than a dead token later. Now with the World Legacy World Armor already in the graveyard, we have unlocked the Keyblade Master of Lib. And we're going to activate Lib's effect so that we can put a World Legacy Succession onto the field. And this can be activated right away. We're going to target the World Legacy World Armor. In the case that you do draw into your World Legacy World Armor, what do? The combo is dead? Yes, but it doesn't mean everything is over. As long as you're playing a copy of World Legacy Awakens, you can still turn your Lib into a Link Cross, and with that, you can still turn those Link tokens into an IP Masquerena and interact with the Nightmare Unicorn. So you can still have some level of disruption as long as you still have a Generator boss stage or something like that to follow up. It's still a pretty strong board. So now that we have our World Legacy monstrosity searched by the World Legacy World Armor, we are going to convert our card into a Link Cross. Our Lib is now a Link Cross, and we're going to activate the effect of the Link Cross, and we're going to activate the effect of Lib to spin away a card. That effect is amazing. Never forget to activate it, and now summon out the 2 tokens. One of our tokens are going to get turned into a Linkuriboh because it's already in the graveyard and I don't want it to constantly prompt me. So let's get rid of that. And then we're going to summon that out with 3 different named monsters. We're going to summon out Trish out of our extra deck, the Fusion Trish, and that gives us 8 level 9 for World Legacy Monstrosity. With the Monstrosity, we're going to summon out 2 different level 9 monsters with different type and attribute to the Trish. Har is a guaranteed one of, and the other one is going to be our Mardell. Summoning out both of these, summon out the Mardell to get the field spell because it's actually going to matter in the long run. There's no other real search if we're going to go with this combo, so go for that. Get the field spell, and we gotta chain another card? No. If your search gets disrupted here and you can't put out another level 9, just stick with the field that you've got and get ourselves the field spell. Because we're gonna proc off this field spell by going into Jormungandr. Want to negate it? No. And we're gonna leave the Har on the field. We're gonna go into Jormungandr right here. And with this on the field, that means when I activate this effect and make him draw a card and attach one, he's also going to have to lose a monster along the way. So we're going to activate the effect. That's going to cause us to draw. We're going to detach the Mardell, and we're both going to draw a card, and I'm going to attach whatever I just drew. My opponent has to give me a card as well. And now the effect is going to activate. Okay, so we're going to activate the effect of the boss stage. That's going to summon a monster. And then we're also going to activate the effect of our Har. So Har is going to force my opponent to send a monster to the graveyard, and this is going to let me special summon out another monster. So in any case, you can basically get anything that you really want. And from here, this is going to be sent to the graveyard later on anyway, so we're going to finish off the combo with a VFD. So with the VFD, and this is the part where you just set out all the cards that you have and then you pass turn, and the combo continues onto your opponent's turn where they draw cards. That's going to set off the boss stage. And we can activate one card here. We can activate the VFD, but leave the Jormungandr alone because we want to make sure that that one works out fine. Don't want to get into Beerroot or anything like that. So we're going to call Light, and we're just going to wait because we want to wait for the Jormungandr to activate after we get our Har onto the field. So we can go straight for the Har. And we're going to activate the effect, generate a bunch of tokens so that we have negation. Standby phase, well, we could have done something there. In any case, what's going to happen is this. So when they go into like standby or something along those lines, make sure that you can activate the effect of this boss here. Detach a card. We're not going to negate it ourselves. Draw one and then attach one. And my opponent has to give me one to attach as well. And then the effect of Har is going to go off. Basically ripping one more card. I guess my opponent does not have another card, but typically they'd be down to about 4 cards on the opening turn while stuck under a VFD. And you have an Omni Negate and everything's really, really big, and he's facing lethal next turn. So that's the point of this combo. Next we have the Adamancipator combo. Nothing too different here. Everyone's playing at Hara now, so we start off the combo with a Hara summon out. And the point of this whole thing is to get 2 tuners, or rather a tuner on the field with another monster. We're going to start off with a Seeker. Always try to hold on to your Researcher just in case you get in a Beard yourself. Am I going to hit anything? I hit a Doki Doki. Alright, so we're going to get special summon a monster? Sure, why not? So it's fairly common to actually get this type of setup where you have 3 monsters here and they can just basically blow through an entire combo alone just from doing this particular setup. So we're going to start off with the Krishna Cliffobrax. A lot of them now run, actually I think every single deck runs Link Spider now. So we're going to activate the effect, and we're going to get the O-Line. This is part of the O-Line combo, and this is going to get turned into a Link Cross. This is going to generate 2 tokens. And of course Metal Marcher. You're going to activate the effects of both of these cards. Now, rather than summoning back your O-Lion, unless you really need that level 2, preferably go for the Earth. And in case you get like called by the Grave, that's also pretty bad. Just be careful of that, because if you get called by the Grave and you're targeting the same stuff, you lose both effects at the exact same time. The token summon it to the Link Cross arrow. And this one you can summon out right here. And now that you have the extra body, it works out pretty simply here. First of all, we can always go into the Herald of the Arc Light just to protect ourselves. And from here, we're going to go into a Link Spider with the other token. Because both of these are now Cybursts, we can go into a Union Carrier. And the Union Carrier, we're going to activate this, target this. Because it's Earth, we get ourselves a Block Dragon. This is how you set up an early Block Dragon without using your Researcher. You don't get to summon a Block Dragon out at the end of the turn anyway. And from here, you can go into... Some people don't run IP Masquerena. I do. But some people even cut out Gallant Granite, which is like really, really risky. If anything, you can always go into like a Cerberus. Cerberus is always safe and it gives you an extra Earth, just so that when you go into Block Dragon, you'll be a lot safer. In any case, you can go into IP Masquerena. Typically, it would be the safer choice. And now you can activate the Block Dragon. Don't negate yourself. And you can add Weeping Idol, Researcher, Weeping Idol. Did I put the Weeping Idol in here? I perhaps forgot. Get your 2 and get your 4, which would be Gigantus. Oh, I already have the Weeping Idol in hand. Never mind. So this is the kind of hand I would add up. And then to finish off the board, summon out the Gigantus by banishing the Link Spider. And then you can activate the Researcher. At this point, it's pretty safe from Nibiru. You can generate an additional body here. Don't forget, you can't use the Block Dragon in this particular combo. Ah, that's pretty good. So we're gonna special summon out the Guardian, I suppose. And from here, we can go ahead and make our Raptite. Even if you leave Raptite on the field, it gives you a Grave Banish, which could matter. Let's go with the Seeker, and I guess we'll finish off with like the standard board. Here's our Seeker. And I guess we finish with a Borrowload Savage. And Savage is here. And that sets up the combo right there. So that's like a typical board. Yeah, the hand's still full and there's still a Block Dragon in there. You might see a lot more people run like Tactical Crusader because it's one of the most versatile utility card for anyone playing rocks. It just has to be sent to the graveyard to book something down or spin back a Floodgate. So that's this combo. I know there are alternative paths where people are playing like Cyberse Interrogator just so that they can go into a Raptite earlier. Is it necessary? I think we've actually evolved past through that. I know some people are still playing it because they find it a lot more stable. You're guaranteed something. You're not risking the fact that you need an extra monster to actually establish any type of board. But and again, that's up to your preference. Okay, the next two combos are going to be Jet Synchron combos related to Synchro Eldritch. These are the most popular ones, I believe, so far. I know that they used to go to Aurora Dawn, and then they go with the whole Herald of the Arclight plus Borrowload Savage, but people have been pushing more towards gaining pluses these days or going into VFD because VFD shuts down the opposing player entirely. So starting off with the Jet Synchron, we are going to go into the Link Karibo and summon itself back out. This all should more or less be familiar to you if you've been playing for the last 2 months because not too much has actually changed here. And we're going to go into Crystron. Man, this card is so good. I'm glad it's getting so much playtime, not in real life. And we're going to go into the Despoto 1. Alright, and now we're going to special summon out our Link Cross. I think I'm going to do the Savage combo first. I think that's what I'm going for. And yeah, let's just summon out the 2 tokens. Alright. Now we're going to activate the Link Karibo, bring it back so that we can turn our monster into a Barricade Borg Blocker here with the 2 links. And we're not going to activate that. And we're going to use the Machine of Despoto 1 to summon out the Aurora Dawn. And this is where we start synchro climbing like crazy. So Despoto 1 is going to summon back itself because multiple machines were summoned onto the field simultaneously because of all the tokens. So that was kind of self-efficient right there. You know, self-sufficient. And now we're going to summon out the O-Lion. Like, Aurora Dawn locks you up from further linking, so that's just one thing that people have to keep in mind. And now we're going to go into our TG Hyper Librarian using our O-Lion and our copy of the token. And now we're going to summon another token. See, they keep self-generating, they self-repair here. And now we can finally go into our massive draws. Starting with 3 Outlands in our hand, we're going to see how many cards we're actually gaining here. Starting with the Formula Synchron. We're going to draw 1, draw 1. Next, we go into the Excel Synchron. We're going to draw another card here. And finally, a Borrowload Savage, using all the tokens very effectively. And we're going to activate the effect. Now that has to be Chain Link 1 because that's a mandatory effect. And now we got ourselves a nice big monster. 4,050 attack points. What do we have in the graveyard to activate? I guess we have our Eldritch that we can use. But that's how this one starts off, by drawing you 4 cards. That's the first one. Let's move on to the second one, which is the VFD one. So if we reset back to the point where we have a Jet Synchron and a Link Karibo going into the Crystron Clifforbrax again. We're going to summon out Hackley. Hackley is going to go ahead and summon out our Despoto 1. And we're going to go into Link Cross once again. Alright, so Link Cross. Welcome back. And we're going to summon out 2. But this time around, it's going to be a little bit different because we don't really need the extra token. So we're going to try to maximize our draw. And since Despoto 1 being in the graveyard doesn't really matter, we're going to get our additional first draw from this particular point. And and that's going to provide us with the Draw 1. Okay, so we still need some way to actually get rid of this token. So we're going to use the Linkaribo. We're going to attribute it to summon out the Linkaribo, and now we can go into our copy of a Barricade Borg Blocker. And we're going to activate the effect. Nah, we're not going to do that. And from here, we're just going to go into the Aurora Dawn just the same. Activate the effect. And this is going to let us summon back our, what is it? The Despoto 1. Activate the effect. Despoto 1, summon back onto the field. Activate the effect of the Aurora Dawn. And now we go into our O-Lion. Alright, so from here, we're going to go into a couple of fun monsters here. We're going to go into Garden Rose Maiden, which is fine. And the O-Lion, we're going to activate it, summon all your token. And now we're going to go into our Coral Dragon. Remember, Garden Rose Maiden can special summon out a Dragon Synchro, and this is a Dragon Synchro. Coral Dragon is a Dragon Synchro monster, and if it goes to the graveyard, it's going to provide us with a draw. So we're going to go into our Ravenous Crocosaur Arctis. Not the strongest, but we're going to activate the effect of both the Coral Dragon and the Arctis. It's going to draw 1, draw 2, activate the effect of the Garden Rose Maiden, summon back the Coral Dragon, special summon out the Vermilion Mech, and depending on the matchup, you can choose whether or not you want to go into the BFD. Both of the combos that I just showed to you use the same extra deck, but if you do one combo, you definitely can't do the other. So you can finish off your combo with a nice little VFD package. Yay! And these are the typical combos you'll see from like an Eldritch player. And to finish it off, we have the Burn Rocket FTK. This is executable not only with rockets. There are other decks that can just do the exact same thing as long as you have access to Union Carrier, generate 5 of them, and just burn your opponents to death. There are ways that you can just cycle the bird itself to kill your opponent as well. But anyways, it's quite simple. I'm going to do this combo starting off with Chamber Dragon Maid. We're going to activate the effect, add Hospitality. Anyways, whatever method you can use to get to 2 dragons so that you can go into Romulus. So we're going to link this one off into our Striker Dragon. Any amount of hand trap helps. If they activate their Striker, you can stop it by not letting them get the Boot Sector launch, which does matter in this combo. And now we activate the Hospitality, target our Chamber Dragon Maid, summon it onto the field, and now we have the Romulus, and this is where the entire combo starts. We're going to activate the effect. We're going to use it to add the Divine Lance. This is going to give us a free summon of Phalanx. Activate, target our Romulus, activate the effect, and we're going to get our copy of Phalanx. That's also equipped to Romulus. Activate the effect of Phalanx, summon itself onto the field, and now we can go into Link Cross. Ooh, Link Cross, why are you still in this game? So we're going to activate Link Cross. Link Cross is going to generate 2 tokens. Alright, these tokens cannot be linked off. And with that, we're going to go into our Metal Marcher. Activate the effect of Metal Marcher, get our Phalanx back. So that's why people are playing Nibiru. You've already summoned like a ton of times already, and the best part is you can disrupt them right now. But if you disrupt them this early, they still have a full extra deck to kind of combat you later on. And now they're going to go into Christian Clifforbox using the Metal Marcher. And this is going to allow him to summon out the Red Rose Dragon, which is like the only valid tuner for them to use to generate an additional dragon body. That monster is going to create a safety net with the Herald of Arc Light. So if you let them get this far, you're going to die. Like quite easily. It's like they already got the counter against you, and many hand traps won't work unless it's like Ash, right? It's just purely discard based. With this here, we have the full setup. We are going into our LP, then we're going to go into a Striker Dragon. We're going to activate LP's effect. I'm not going to negate ourselves. We're going to get a Brotar onto the field to get ourselves the Rocket Tracer. Activate the effect. target whatever. And we're going to discard one card and get the Rocket Tracer because we already added the field spell at the very beginning of this entire combo. Activate the boot sector launch, and we can just boot ourselves onto the field. And there's our first part of the combo. Now we can go into Delindrous Dragon. Get rid of the dragons because we need to go into Garden Rose Maiden right now so we can get ourselves the tokens to pop. So this part here, definitely add the card, add the Black Garden. Activate the Black Garden, and with the 2 dark monsters now, we can definitely, we're just gonna do Union Carrier. Union Carrier is gonna get halved. There's our first token. And now we're going to activate the Guardian Rose Maiden to summon back our White Rose. Does it matter where it goes? I don't think so. It's all the same. And now we're going to go into our Pisty now. Actual Pisty, not LP. And now we're going to revive our Rocket Tracer. Tracer's back on the field. Now we can activate Delindrous. It doesn't matter if you activate Delindrous or not because the chain links will always work out in your favor. We're just not going to do it just for the safety reason here. In fact, it's actually better because you can have better board maintenance and positioning if you don't. Don't activate this one particular just yet. Don't activate the Tracer. We're going to instead go into the Quad Boral Dragon right here and summon another token. And from here, we're going to activate the Union Carrier. Union Carrier is going to equip the Quad Boral with the Earthbound Immortal. Of course, there's Adamancipator. And we'll just put it somewhere here. And now we're going to activate the effect of Quad Boral. Discard a card, pop the Union Carrier. It has to be a Link monster so that we can summon back our Rocket Tracer. We're going to activate the effect of our Delindrous. Now this is going to give us our Boral Sword Dragon. And here we go. So that's 4 monsters so far. And I'm just going to let him summon out all the tokens now. Now I'm going to activate the Rocket Tracer to pop the Adamancipator. And that's going to give us the Exploder Rocket. And the Adamancipator's effect is going to activate. And pop. That's 4,000. Now we're going to the Boral Sword Dragon. And sure, why not? Let's just activate it anyway. Just target. Make sure you summon in attack position. And then now chain the Exploder Rocket. The Exploder Rocket will destroy itself. I take 2,000 and he takes 2,000. Of course, now they get a token. And during the end phase, Exploder Rocket, even if you forget, you still technically have a Tracer here. Exploder Rocket is going to activate, and we're going to summon back another Tracer. So the turn passes once we pass it all over. So on the draw phase, we're going to activate the Rocket Tracer, destroying itself. Summon out another Exploder Rocket. And we're going to activate Boral Sword Dragon, and we're going to activate the Exploder Rocket once again, and that's exactly 8k damage. The game is over before the chain link even finishes. And that would be the reason why everyone's running massive hand traps in the current format. 9 to 12 hand traps in the main and side deck. It's just pretty ridiculous because of the FTKs. Jet Synchron, the Jet Synchron combo with Eldritch is pretty ridiculous because it's not part of their main strategy. It's 2 separate engines working independently where you can get the advantages of both without hindering each other. That's why it's such a big deal. And the second thing is, like Adamancipators, they just generate so many resources to the point that the best way to stop them is to stop the Christian Hacklifabrax. If you stop the Hackly, you're still in a pretty good position. You don't have to worry about them going crazy synchro. They usually only have about 2 turns. And as for the FTK, you have no hand trap. You're just giving away your first game. And then you have to bank on the fact that you're able to kill them the games 2 and 3 and, you know, an FTK deck going first again. If you don't have a hand trap against them that other game, you know you're going to get 2-0'd, and that's the end of it. So that's why everyone's massing about the Nibirus. Nibirus, they were bad at one point. It's not good against Adamancipator, it's not good against Eldritch, not good against like even Salamangreat that can go into Paralytic Season to Rafflesia. Like, yeah, it's not good against so many things, but why are people still playing it? It's because the FTKs exist, and there is no play if you can't hand trap. And overall, it's still not that bad of a hand trap. I know that it's not the best draw, but you still have to mass up in 3, or else you just lose. And that's all I got for this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. If you guys like them all consolidated into one spot, well, hit subscribe, ding notification bell. I'm gonna try to do these combo updated videos more often. If there's other like rogue combo, I'll try to do a couple meta and a couple of rogue, just so that, you know, the rogue deck gets some love as well. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. So, see you guys.